So I hadn't played Starcraft for approximately 10 years, and I started having the urge to play it again recently. I hadn't been a really good player, and I think the most that I was able to get to was silver. Lately, I have been very much into self improvement and been finding a more systematic way of learning things such as coding, design, and all of the other things. I want to apply all of those concepts to improving my video game skills. So I thought I made a video of myself trying to improve all of the skills on StarCraft 2 and document my journey along the way. Hope you'll find some of this valuable. If you're like me, you're such a new player and haven't really played the game for quite a while. So here we go. Let's get started. The first step that I am doing in this video is trying to find good resources and see what are the things that made a good StarCraft player a good player. The second step that I will do is that breaking down each of the resources and identify what are some of the improvements that I can actually take actions on. And at this point, it's probably going to be everything. Upon Googling some of the resources, I found a few sites and YouTube video that I would like to follow. The first one is Liquipedia, and I actually just Googled this. I literally just Google how to learn StarCraft, and this was the first one that actually came up. So I kind of read through it and really just trying to understand what are some of the key things that I actually need to take into considerations. And then the second part that I was looking up as I kind of go through this website is this section on how to actually practice. So this is probably also the other part that I'm going to try to develop and really create a habit around the day-to-day activity on me learning all of these things associated with StarCraft 2. I also found a couple YouTube channels that I came across and I would like to follow and really just trying to apply what they're teaching us. So the first one is Suka in-game, and then the second one is Hushang Tutorials. So I'll be following up these two and really just trying to copy what they do. I'll be playing mostly on Protoss right now because those are that race is the one that I had played before and I was comfortable with it. So I'll get started with something that I'm comfortable with and trying to just learn that first and kind of build my knowledge as I go further and further. And upon looking up and all of these resources, a couple things kind of came up to me and just kind of raise up into um, something that is seems to be very significant in general for StarCraft. The first one, it seems like the build orders really matters, and build orders is just a sequence of things and the sequence of things that you built along the way and really just trying to be able to understand that and memorize that. The second part is being able to what they call a macro of the game by using hotkeys. Back then when I played with StarCraft, I mainly just use my mouse and a little bit of shortcut here and there. But I think this time around I am actually going to learn how to use the hotkeys and really relying on that instead of using my mouse uh, pretty much at all the time or almost all the time. The third part that actually seems to be important is scouting on how to understand what your enemy is doing, whether it is the right time to attack perhaps, or what kind of units I need to build in order to defend that. So with all of this, I am going to start practicing all of my build orders and everything with Protoss race, as I kind of mentioned earlier. And the other part that I am going to do is that I am not going to start playing against real human immediately, but I will try to learn the build order first, trying to get used to the hotkeys, and along the way I will find more resources. So please let me know if there are some things that actually had worked for you in the past and really improve your skills significantly. I think at some point I might even get a coach. I'm not sure, but perhaps that's one of the things that I will think about as well as I kind of get better and better, hopefully at least. So, looking forward for some of your feedback here and some of your comments. Thanks so much.